be
Cozy.
tight. It's gonna be cozy. Okay, we did it. Okay, so now we just wait until people. You've done this before,
I
though.
have.
You've done
I
this like
have.
a bunch of times.
Well, I've watched and been. Ooh, am I the first? And then as soon as I get typing, there's 5 other people there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how people get in so early. Oh, I forget that. That's not. Well, I don't know if that's covering. I don't know. I don't know how anything works, Marianne.
I think on a phone it looks different. On my iPad, it makes this smaller. It runs it as a little box.
Okay.
So, you know.
Okay.
But they're here for you.
Oh, well,
frankly.
I mean, you know what? Could you hold this for just a second? Enjoy.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
now beware of
don't
this.
touch the buttons.
Actually, play, you know, if you it's fun to play with. If you press this, it'll move around. Hi, everybody.
Oh my goodness me!
Isn't that great?
Oh, this is so exciting!
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
look at that! It's Mary Fons. Oh, I'm drinking some water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's It's Mary Antique. Okay.
Hello, Robin and
Oh,
Sue John.
and Sue
It's
John.
fun.
I feel like I know these people. I think, well, I do know a few of them, but, oh gosh. Seattle.
Fancy Dragonfly.
That's 6,000 miles away from here.
Is it 6,000?
Well, for
It's a
3
lot.
and 3 and 3, isn't it? Oh, 3, that would be 9.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
Stephanie Cake. Quilt Nerd in the
I like-
Wild.
You know what? Stephanie Cake, you guys, is starting to stream. Where is he now? I don't know where to look. I never know. And more nerds should stream. And you were very
does-
good at this.
what
And
does
I just
Stephanie-
am saying, you know, and you're reading the chat, and
British Bakery.
hey, Tani.
Wow. This is
Quilt Nerds
fantastic.
in the Wild. It's fun, right?
It is.
So, well, hi everybody. We are we're live in London in Bermondsey, my favorite neighborhood. My favorite
One
neighborhood.
of the oldest parts of London.
Yeah, is that right? I actually
is.
didn't know that.
It is.
Didn't know that. It's. I'll turn it
Oh,
around. Yeah,
The Shard.
the Shard. It's the Shard.
Very cool building.
Let's see.
Very cool building.
No, that's not what I want to do. Hang on. Oh yeah, I have to do it up here. I am looking a little bit rough. That's okay. So that is the famous Shard.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
He died by that kind of thing.
It is breathtaking, right? Hey, it's okay. Hey, Board and Burn Nerd. So this Bermondsey is one of my favorite. I mean, we lived down here. The last apartment we lived in was over there, Shad Thames, and let me give a little view of Bermondsey Street here. So this is the high street. This is the high street of this neighborhood, and the Textile and Fashion Museum is just up here on the street. So we're gonna go there.
I think the Textile Museum used to be a warehouse. I'm not sure.
Really? We have the flower market here, of course. And you know, whenever I do this whole gimbal thing, it takes me a second. So,
I should imagine it's where you're looking at your 12.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, so now, to go like this. I don't know, it's really hard to get a hold of. It's beautiful, right? Mother Nature says, Mary, who are you with? And I shall show you. Whoops. Nope. It's Mary Antique Cake. So we're gonna walk just up the road, just a little bit, to the Fashion and Textile Museum. Now, Marianne, you said that you have you've heard about this exhibit,
Yes.
and that it's really great.
Yes.
What have you heard about it? I mean, we're gonna see it for ourselves very soon, but
I think somebody was telling me that in the exhibition we're going to see some of the quilters who made quilts with Kate's fabrics.
oh,
And it
cool.
talks about their inspiration for using his fabrics and why they made the quilts they made.
Oh, cool.
Because he doesn't make quilts himself. He designs them, but somebody else almost always makes them.
Right.
This time we get to see who made the quilts using his fabric as inspiration.
Terrific. Oh, that's great.
And
Okay.
other people who've used his stuff as inspiration.
Yeah.
Wallpaper, fabrics, I think all sorts of things. Whatever they count as fashion, which can be, you know, putting your fabric on your clothes, into your clothes, or on your walls, or on your chair. All of which I think he does at home. His house looks like his fabric.
It is beautiful. Have you been in there? Do they do tours or something?
He did a tour online.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
The Quilt Folk did a thing, and so we got to go there. And Jenny and Kay were recently there.
Yes.
It's really neat. It's really a cool
Although I'm
cool
not sure,
person.
I don't have that much color in my life. I think I'd have to
Yeah.
gear up for that.
Me too. So I'm gonna go outside the museum just real quick. I'm gonna cross the street here, Bermondsey Street. My favorite street. So let me turn the camera around. Oh no, it won't be on me. Sad. All right. So that's where we're going. And everyone's so polite here, they're ducking out of the way. So Fashion and Textile Museum, and we've got our tickets already, and I cleared the live stream with everybody, so here we go. Okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Okay. It's just, thank you. Okay, so that's so pretty. Okay, so what we're gonna do, hey everybody. So what we're gonna do is just, I'm not gonna talk loudly because obviously there's people in here, so I won't be telling you too much, but I'll just show you. I'll just show you things. It's so cool. And when I can, I'll show you all the stuff on the wall. Yeah, and I can, but I won't be able to read too much, I think, because it's quite quiet in here. But I'll do what I can. Hey, so on Positive Threads, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. You've subscribed for 8 months. That's so great. Great. Wow. This is Brandon. Oh, it's Brandon. Okay. So this is, it says it's
apron.
great. You can hand apron. Wow, that's great. That's really cool. Yeah, there were two, yeah.
This one's another Brandon on loan from Fassett.
It's
One
really,
of the, I think I've seen it.
I think I have too. I mean, he really wears all of his stuff, right? Whoops, sorry. And that's the jazz shirt. Cool.
The same maker as the first dress.
Sorry, guys.
Fabric inspired her to make the dress.
Oops, let's see. Okay, great. The fabric inspired her to make the dress. Cool.
She saw the fabric and knew the dress was in there somewhere.
Wow. The inspiration for this dress, I can do some reading because I know some people are watching while they do other things, so I'll do my best. The inspiration for this dress came directly from the fabric. I love how, from a distance, it almost looks like lace over black. When you get closer, you see the octopus. Oh, cool. So there's an octopus thing happening. Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
I even like the fabric that's on the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too. That's really cool. Awesome. All right. Oh, neat. Oh, look at the Lone Star. That's so great. Wow.
When we get to the caption, I think I know why that was made, but
Yeah?
look, he
Okay.
agrees with you.
Let's see. The distinction some purists draw between art and craft doesn't exist for me. Woohoo! Cue the soundboard, right? I always try to make the textiles as beautiful as I can manage, imbuing them with all the efforts of a work of art. It's up to others to describe, if they have to, what it ends up being. He can hang.
Yes.
He can hang with
Fabric
us.
collage that he made.
Let me see. Let me do.
I think a lot of us will recognize theorem paintings. Baskets of fruits.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Popular folk art, which I think.
Wow. Very cool. Yeah, it's. I mean, that's as cave as it gets, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And it says collage flower basket, 2016. Oh, cool. Cosmetics. Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting it's from his studio, so I think it must mean something to him too.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. So I guess this is the start.
I think we start here.
Hey, I'm gonna move on a little bit. You're welcome, Yvonne. So Yvonne is working, and so she's appreciating my reading out loud. So I'm sure there's other people who would like that. So I'll do my best. And by the way, everybody, if you are not a subscriber to the channel yet, I hope that you'll subscribe, because bringing you this content is my favorite kind of thing. I mean, it's so much fun. And yeah, like from a ticket to get into the exhibit to the gimbal that I'm using, you know, to do the tech, you know, it costs money, and your subscription just, it really, really, really helps. So if you like this stuff, then I hope you'll support the channel, and thank you so much. Okay, so
I think that's paper.
is it paper? Okay. So this, oh yeah. Yeah, this is a wall, you know, it's digitally printed. That's
If it's
really
a quilt, I think his exhibition at the American Museum in Bath, inspired by the American Museum in Bath's collection of American quilts, inspired him to design quilts that other people made. And I don't know if it was one of the ones, but it looks like an antique American quilt that was reinterpreted with his fabrics by modern makers.
Yes.
The exhibition was fantastic.
And where that was in Bath.
American Museum
That's
Bath.
right. People talk about that. I mean, I hear a lot about it. Let's back up and see this one more time.
I'm like looking at all friends.
Yeah.
They came on those like those big pages, those huge, movable displays.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a book on the
Okay.
wall,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, oh, I remember that one. Oh, I remember that one. And he apparently looked at all of the collection and responded to the collection and came up. He was looking at the collection to make a book. And in the making of the book, he found quilts he just loved, and he designed them, and other people made them. Fantastic.
Cool.
Fantastic. But like you say, couldn't get more traditional.
Yeah.
And more modern.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, at the Shelburne Museum, they have quilts like that on
Yes.
those big things. It's so cool. Oh wow. Okay. So there's a quilt at the end of the hall that we will be seeing. Hey, Ivy and Mother Nature. It was pixelated, Mother Nature, a little bit on that print, but the effect remained. Okay, so I'll read this text. Okay, I might, if I see a little bit I can paraphrase easily, I might, just to keep things moving, but trust me, you'll get all the gist. So, a kaleidoscopic vision. Kaffe's first patchwork design was a watershed moment in the artist's career, as he realized that quilts offered him the dramatic grand scale that would amplify his rich use of color. Kaffe had visited the Whitney Museum's seminal 1971 exhibition. We know all about that. The visual similarities became clear between quilts and abstract paintings. Hard edges, optical illusions, repetition, saturated colors, and graphic simplicity. The exhibition had left Kaffe buzzing, quote unquote. His interest in quilts, however, had manifested when he arrived in England in the mid-60s, using quilts found at flea markets or borrowed from friends as backgrounds in his paintings. The artist relished the extra detail these familiar domestic objects brought to his compositions. The vivid memory of waking up beneath a quilt adorned with faded cabbage roses provided the inspiration for his first design, which was called Rosie. In the mid-90s, his passion for patchwork was ignited. Yes, his friend and collaborator Lucy Pryor, it's actually Lyra Pryor Lucy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, their jointly authored best-selling book, Glorious Patchwork, was published in '97, and the potential for mixing color and pattern in patchwork proved irresistible for the artist, leading him to design his own fabrics, each quilt becoming a unique artistic composition. While vintage quilts provide a frequent stimulus for Kaffe's design, the artist also finds inspiration in the world around him, be it a tiled floor or a row of striped beach umbrellas, inspirations he enthusiastically shares with his community of followers. And a large following it is, right? Oh, wow. Oh, my
He did a
God.
whole line of stripy fabrics.
Yeah.
Just as panels, which is so cool.
This is great, yeah.
And that's what a quilt guild of mine did with them. They just made them into diamonds and then did a lot of hand stitching on them. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, that Kaffe stripe. I mean, it's just totally, and it's very British, right? I mean, there's just something very Carnaby Street or something, or you know, Savile Row or something, right? As a quilter, I have always loved. So this is a quote from Kathy Doty. Okay. As a quilter, she says, I have always loved the graphic integrity of striped fabric and how it adds exciting visual impact. After a recent visit with Kaffe and Brandon, I was examining the idea of using striped fabric to create the illusion of a string-pieced quilt. So this is Marquee Diamonds by Kathy Doty. I think it's how you pronounce her name. She's Australian, I'm pretty sure.
Dowdy.
Dowdy? Okay. And this is her use of the stripes for a quilt called Marquee Diamonds.
Wow.
So cool. Hand quilted. Wow. So cool. Save the wall fabrics for Pod Month. That's funny. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, great. Yeah, and she wrote Material Obsession. That's right. It was a pretty big deal book. Okay. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna pan the gallery here fully. Marianne, I might have you read some stuff too from time to time. So this is the gallery we're in now. And there's an upstairs too, you guys. Is the whole place, Kaffe, is upstairs too?
It's a small gallery, so the whole thing will be, yes. They only have one exhibition at a time.
Okay. Wow. Okay, this is a favorite. Would you read that top part, Marianne?
From the time Kaffe and I started working on quilt designs, I was determined to interpret his Killeen sweater patterns into patchwork. It wasn't until Kaffe had designed the haze woven striped fabrics that we finally had the material that could make that vision a reality. The various stripes were sorted into color families, each colorway sewn into a sheet of combined stripes, and only then were the patches cut into shapes to be sewn to make the quilt. Liza Pryor, Lucy, 2022. Wow. Oh, Simple Shapes of Spectacular Quilts, published in 2010. Maybe that's one for the 8 books
Okay.
list.
Whoops. Yeah, totally. Okay, so it was made for Kaffe and Liza's Simple Shapes Spectacular Quilts. Okay, got it. And it's called Haze Killim.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So she did a lot of work before she started to. Wow. Oh, wow.
Dang it. Oh, sorry. This gimbal thing is killing me.
That's fantastic.
And Liza, Liza Pryor Lucy lives in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and has been stitching as long as she can remember. In 1970, she made her first patchwork quilt for her college boyfriend's waterbed. Oh, wow. After college, she opened a needlepoint and knitting shop in D.C., specializing in hand-painted canvases. One of the shop's first commissions was from President Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan for a child's needlepoint chair as a gift to present to the Prince and Princess of Wales. Wow! Upon the birth of Prince William. Are you kidding me? Damn, I didn't know that. After closing her shop, Liza worked for the Rowan Yarn Company, I didn't know that, as a sales representative. It was then that she met Fassett, who she accompanied to book signings, and they soon became close friends. Pryor Lucy's original knitting patterns appeared in a number of publications, including Vogue Knitting, McCall's, and Family Circle. In 1990, Pryor Lucy made her second quilt for her newborn daughter, putting into practice ideas she had learned about color from Fassett. Her passion for quilt making took off, and she was soon designing patterns for quilt designs. In '93, Pryor Lucy persuaded Fassett to co-author a book about patchwork with her. Translating many of Fassett's knitwear into patchwork designs, Pryor Lucy worked with Fassett to create more than 30 designs for the book Glorious Patchwork, published in '97. They continue to work together today and have published 7 art quilt books with the publisher Abrams and 25 how-to books with Taunton Press. Wow. We featured a story on her in with Patterns, the Pattern Project with Quilt Folk. She's so cool, and she is one of the most talented people I've ever met. I mean, she is so cool and talented.
Do quilters? Do we always draw the knitters over to the quilting? I can't knit. I can't at all.
Have you tried the knitting thing?
I've tried, and my technique was to get there fast by using big needles. So I ended up making a small dress rather than a sweater, and it was horrible. And I had to give it to a friend whose brother was 6'4".
Okay, that is an awesome knitting story.
It fit him perfectly, but I just thought I would get there quicker with my big needles.
That's so funny, Marianne. So this quilt was made by Karen Stone, and 1997 Sunburst. And so again, if you just joined us, this is the Kaffe Fassett exhibit, The Power of Pattern. I think that's Power in Pattern, something like that.
Yes.
And all of the quilts in the exhibit were made by people using his fabric as inspiration and using his fabric. So it's not his quilts, it's others who have used his fabric. So, yeah. Okay, and I don't want to be a pest, so I might, yeah, okay.
That's 97. This one's 2020.
Oh, really? Wow.
So it's about this quilt tells the story of emerging from the strict COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. As restrictions lessened, we could feel freer to expand our bubble to include family and friends outside our household. So I wonder if that's somehow, like many women when her children left for college, Sorgen found herself with an empty nest and in need of something to fill her space and time with purpose. Fortunately, her son gave her a gift certificate for Christmas that year to take a quilting class. It took only one class to have her completely hooked. Sorgen got a job at the local quilt shop and was soon teaching classes in scrap quilting. This eventually led to opportunities to teach in Norway, the Aleutian Islands, and Kenya. In fact, it was the mission trip to Kenya that introduced Sorgen to Fassett's fabrics, when he generously donated all the fabric required to teach quilting in a remote village in the foothills of Mount Kenya. Kay Fassett Collective Fabrics continue to inspire Sorgen in forming and expanding her use of color.
Cool.
That requires a lot of patience, which I haven't got.
It really does. I mean, God, they're just 16 patches, right? But wow.
But the color placement is fantastic.
God. It's really, really.
Because you don't have negative space.
Right.
You only have color to lead you through.
Right.
It does.
Right. Hey, everybody. By the way, it's hard when I'm doing these shows. It's hard to read the chat, so I'm not really saying hi to everybody. But hi, Buster. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Hey, Kate, who cooks. It's great to see you too. Yeah, you should go to London for sure, especially when I'm here and Marianne's here.
Why don't you focus on the rhino while you look at the chat?
Right. So this is a carnival of collaborations they're talking about. A close creative connection exists between Kaffe and his followers. As well as producing inspirational books, he and his partner, Brandon, travel the world, giving workshops and seminars. I mean, they are always on the road. They're constantly on the road. By the way, this piece is called Tickled Pink.
And it's based on a drawing from Albrecht Dürer, probably made in like the 1650s.
Interesting.
If not the 1550s.
So, encouraging followers to explore color fearlessly in new and challenging ways, Kaffe and Brandon also learn from their audience. They see themselves as missionaries of color. So there's a little bit more about that.
So this gal is from Maine, and she does quilt collages. And it says here she saw a bolt of pink and a bolt of orange and thought armor.
Oh,
Now, I would think tutu.
yeah, exactly. I
She
would
thought-
think,
She thought armor.
Interesting.
And thought of the Albrecht Dürer drawing.
Interesting. The camera is actually having a hard time focusing.
Yeah.
It's got so much going on. It's really, really
yeah.
interesting. Okay, and I'll just get another look at the gallery as a whole. So you can kind of just see where we are, right? Wow. Yes, Padme, it was Raj applique for sure. Okay. Now let's see what's next. I feel like this is the quilt my mom would make if she made a cave quilt.
Yes, same
you know?
gal who made the 16 patch made this.
Yeah, right.
Perhaps all new quilters go through a phase of traditional, and then you have to get that down, and you can then go, I'm going to go something different. I'm going to move beyond that.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And some people stay with traditional quilts, always, but I think they start playing with fabric no matter what, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and Kaffe will lead you to expand your horizons, I think.
It's true, and I think Kaffe is like, when traditional quilters start doing experimentation, it's often where they go.
Yeah.
Directly to Kaffe.
Yes.
Like, that's their entree into...
It's still safe.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. So this was made by Kitty Sorgen. Let's see, and it was made in 2022. It was just this year. Oh, no, it's 2020, sorry. And she said, during the time of COVID, that's really interesting. We all prayed for a hedge of protection to be around those we loved, our communities in the world. So this is hedge of protection. It's gorgeous, beautiful.
Look at those tiny flying geese.
I know,
Just
they're so good.
recognized.
Yeah, really great.
Immaculate.
The
I think the
quilting.
quilt police would approve.
They would. They would be totally okay.
Kaffe's Hexies is his called.
Wow, it's great to see everybody. Oh, good question, Yavanna. Quack, Cat, you got it. Kaffe is a gateway drug. Yavanna asked about the floor. I hadn't even noticed. Look, the floor, it's not, it's like laminate, you guys.
I think they're tiles.
They're tiles.
Tiled together.
Yeah,
But
they're,
it is Kaffe, I think.
yeah, it is. Wow.
And the poofs.
And the poofs. The poofs. You think we could make off with one? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, these are great. Okay, back to the quilts. Pretty neat.
How about watching?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So this one, they say, this is by Kim McLean, who is, she's won many awards at Paducah and in Houston, and she's Australian. Is she Australian? It says Sydney.
Local Sydney quilt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
She says, this quilt started when I had a lot of leftover fabric after it had been used for backing fabric for another quilt. Oh, nice. I thought making a hexagon quilt would be a good use. So she...
It took
Okay.
several years to complete it.
Oh, it took years to complete it.
It was a UFO for a long time.
Ah, that makes me feel better. So she fussy cut all the...
Yeah, she says she made it between 2014 and 2015.
That's good. So, yeah, all of the hexes... Yeah, she fussy cut into the hexagons. Wow, that's
oh my gosh,
really
and then
cool.
the diamonds are pieced in too.
Wow, that's so great.
Oh, but that's the fabric. Those are the ones she fussy cut. I get it.
Yeah, right.
The patience.
Oh, God.
And I'm assuming it was paper pieced.
It had to be paper pieced, right? I mean,
You can do them bigger, but not that scale.
right. Okay, let's check this out. This is called Watching, 2012 by Joe Dixie, who is a Royal School of Needlework trained embroiderer. And she says, the idea of Big Brother watching our every move is always slightly uncomfortable, even if we have nothing to hide. This large-scale face seems to watch you throughout the gallery, giving you the same uncomfortable feeling. The quilt uses hand-stitched needle turn applique and is hand-quilted. Wow. Wow. This is a really good face quilt when we do a face quilt episode,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can see the hand.
And even the glint in the eyes.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a lot of needle turn applique.
Yeah.
That is.
I mean, those big pieces.
Some of them are big pieces.
That's
There's
interesting because, I mean, needle turn, like anything I've ever
Usually-
done is tiny,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Wow. God, look at that fabric up there. It's so beautiful. Really cool.
I like it pieced into the
Mm-hmm.
stripes.
Very. Really great. Oh, I like this. The camera. Look, Marianne. It really can't.
It can't resolve.
There's so much going on in the fabric. It really can't get a handle on it. That's funny. You guys, it just won't focus on that.
You might have to do some stills and pop them in the
Yeah, that's a good idea. Huh, I can't get a good picture of that because there's so much color going on. That's really interesting. Okay, so this one, that's crazy. It's really having trouble.
It's called levitate.
Levitate. Would you read the quote up there, Marianne?
Levitate was inspired by sci-fi television. I created this image as if standing in front of a huge screen looking into vast space. Each orb was produced individually on a Teflon sheet and fused onto the background fabric.
Wow.
The size and shape of each swatch is determined by the design motifs of each Fassett textile, giving the spheres vibrancy and dimension. Danny Amazonas, 2022. But this was made in 2018.
Interesting.
Oh, Danny Amazonas, aka Danny C.H. Liu.
Danny C.H. Liu.
Is that how it's-
Interesting.
Oh, he's from Taiwan. Emigrated to Brazil. Oh my gosh, that's
I
why
wanna
he's Danny
look into
Amazonas.
him. Oh, cool. I like that.
Oh my gosh, what a trip!
Yeah. We'll have to explore his work, right? This is really beautiful.
I didn't realize each sphere is like
Can you say that again, Marianne?
each sphere is made out of loads of different pieces of cave fabric. It isn't just that there's one fabric that's graduated. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of fabric.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, what a labor of love.
Wow, that's amazing. Now I see.
Wow.
Oh yeah, look, okay, you can really see.
Yes, when there's high contrast, you can tell that there's like 10 fabrics in each one of those little circles.
Wow. Yeah, that orange piece is its own piece.
Gosh, yeah.
Cool. This is great. You know what, when I first saw it, I wasn't immediately drawn to it, but now that I see what's going on, I love it. Let me back up and so people can see the whole thing again. Very cool. They are quilted on top, Ivy, yeah.
I think that's machine quilting.
Yeah.
A memory of a dear departed quilter.
Ah, I see. Okay. The gallery is getting a little bit busier, so let's move on upstairs. We'll come back to this, maybe the sort of piece de resistance there. The one thing that I have to be really careful about, you all, the only thing that they really wanted to make sure was that, I don't have people in the shot, right, who are going to the museum. So I just really want to be cognizant of that. And they said this time of day was the best time to come, which is great, but I just want to be really careful to, abide by the rules of the museum. So let's go over here. Okay. We'll start back over here. Oh yeah, I will. Hang on one second. So there's where we just were, right? So there's 2 floors, and this is the second exhibit I've seen here, and it was amazing. It's amazing both time. Okay, so let's take a look. There's that, and then the floor is all patterned too. That's so great. Hey, sorry. Okay, so let's look here. Wow.
Oh, more needle turn and hand applique arcs.
Wow. Okay. What does it have to say, Marianne?
Needle turn hand applique arcs that weave over and under dynamic crease or not. This quilt, inspired by the vintage quilt from the Tokyo Quilt Show,
Oh, cool.
offers the quilter a plethora of design choices within each block. Continue the same fabric or hue to the next block or 2 or 3. Complete the hoop or just enhance the color combination. Fabric selection becomes addictive, according to Pamela.
Yeah, Dindoro, Gurkha, something maybe. I don't know. I can't. That German is very bad for me, so I'm not sure. But we'll get.
Aardvark quilts.
Okay, I can see. Yeah, that one I could say. So that's the name of the designer and maker and quilter. I love this block.
Obsessed with magic color. Oh wow, it's like as if MC Escher made quilts.
Yeah. It is. It's like a sort of a Celtic knot, but kind of different. Look at the big stitch quilting is great. Yeah, totally. That interlocking thing. I like that a lot.
There's the big circle.
Oh yeah. Can you show the big circle again? Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. So neat. You're good at that. I like you sort of like dancing, Marianne. Okay. Whoa, the color lab. What is this? This is great. It is big, Raffle, right? Oh, this is so cool. So we've got the place to ourselves too. This is great. So the color lab. For Kaffe, color is not only life-enhancing, but also a quasi-spiritual experience. After many decades of painting, knitting, and needlepoint and patchwork, he considers his house a color laboratory where he can play with color across different media. Many artists have inspired Kaffe. Check this out. Look at me. The dreamlike paintings. Hold on, there's people coming in. Oh, sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy there, but we'll go around again. The dreamlike paintings of Odilon Redon, the colors of these different artists speak to him, and while painting allowed him to explore nuances of color, shading, and light, Textiles brought these concepts to life in three-dimensional form, providing irresistible impetus. And there's a little bit more about it.
It does say he travels widely.
He travels, yes, widely, yes.
One of the artists that is where he lived in London for a while.
Ah.
Actually, he lived in very near where I live. It's London, which makes we are. It's like,
Oh, we are, yeah,
yes,
right.
That guy lived in London. Okay.
Yeah,
He lived in Stratford
interesting.
somewhere. Crystal Palace. Look at that.
That's so cool. And
Because we had Kaffe started as a painter.
that, right.
And then I'm not sure what got him into knitting, but then he was a knitting designer for
He
years
worked-
and years and years.
He worked at somewhere here. It wasn't Savile Row, but I'm remembering he got a job. Like he needed a job, and that's how he got into doing this. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it was something like he was young and he needed
Money.
to. Yeah, exactly.
To live.
Oh, do you remember this fabric? I have some of this still. It's so cool. Ella Riggs, you are welcome. It is a pleasure. It's my pleasure. Yeah, I have some of that too, or at least I did. I got rid of a lot of fabric. Marianne,
I remember your D-stash. I remember
that's
your
right,
D-stash.
my D-stash.
I remember your D-stash.
How much fabric do you have?
Too much.
I mean, you do have too much.
I have too
you think?
much.
Yeah.
I have a lifetime supply. You and me.
Yeah. Yeah, most people do. I still have too much.
Buying, but I mostly stopped buying, but I still have tons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very traditional. Like
Yeah.
fire stitch, is that what that's called?
Yeah, flame. Oh, flame
Flame
stitch. You
stitch.
got it. Nice. This is great.
Look at those.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, he's so talented. And Kaffe is so thrilling, and it's like Tula too is so thrilling because their point of view is so strong. You cannot forget. Yeah.
Does this indicate this many colors went into that design, which is outrageous?
I think it's all the colors
That are
in
in
all the
there?
colorways.
Oh,
Like, cause,
in the
you know what I
color,
mean?
yeah.
Because
Yes,
this
yes,
would be
yes.
going to like the printer or something,
Yes.
and I think it would be all the different
Yes.
colors. That's what I
Okay.
think. That's what I think. And they might have said it, and I skipped reading it, but I don't think so. I think I'm right. Do not print numbers on circles. To a guide only. It's a guide only. Yeah, they're like, please do not print millions of fabrics. with
This
that.
big white patch.
Right. God, look at that. Wow. Amazing. Hey, Beth.
Is this a technical term?
Blotch. Marianne said, is this a technical term? Blotch.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. God, it's just so great. And the embroidery stuff I love too. I mean, the cushions and things. I mean, have you ever done that? Have you ever done
I have a friend who's addicted to this.
Yeah?
And she loves a Kaffe. She doesn't have a house that would suit it. She gives them away, but she loves stitching them because she says they're so interesting.
See, if I was gonna do another thing, it wouldn't be knitting. It would be like cross stitch or embroidery because it looks. I like what your friend said, that it's interesting.
Because you have to really pay attention to the color variations. It's not like a
Right.
big block of black and then a big block of white and then a big
Right.
block of green.
Right.
Very subtle shading.
Interesting. Oh, the oranges. I've never seen that one. I love it. I love that. Oh yeah, I had some of this. The thing is though, it's not criticism exactly, but an observation I've had, is that I have found some Kaffe fabrics difficult to use because of the scale of them sometimes. And I like small patchwork, so unless you are gonna fussy cut, it can be, or you've got to go whole Kaffe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to go all the way with all the variations. And I like a different color palette for the most part. So I'm not a Kaffe,
I
freak.
bought Kaffe's fabric, but it was white and blue, and that was it.
Okay, so we're the same. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I think it's like Jackie Gehring says, you haven't found a large scale pattern that you've cut up small enough yet.
I found that's right. That was
Like
it. That's a great print. Yeah. That's funny. I forgot about that. This is great. That's kind of more my style. I like that.
Isn't that like a quilt we've seen? Haven't we seen that as a quilt?
Yeah, like that red
Somebody
and
made
white
that,
one,
yes.
right? Yeah,
We've
that
seen
is like
with
that.
the kind of the folk art animals and the thingables that were in there.
Thingles? Okay, that's a word I want to start using.
Or whatever that thing is.
Yeah. Pammy said it. The backing fabric for sure is where I put any big prints that I have.
Yes.
Right?
But and again, what do you if you have this on the front, do you have to, you don't want the back and the front to fight. You want them to
Right.
relate to one another.
Right.
You do have to have something as vibrant, I think.
God, look at that. Jesus, so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the travel thing is so big for him. I know. I mean, most of his books, aren't they inspired by a place, right? Like, Indian markets or East Indian markets, Morocco, things like
And
that.
I can see influences because that house one looked like a Cezanne Cubist painting almost.
Yeah.
Houses that are very small scale. Oh, look, something blue and white for us.
Hey, that's good. That looks like Matisse, right?
Yes, the paper cuts.
Oh yeah, I had some of this. Sorry.
Yes, but like I said, I think that make a spectacular backing for maybe a dull quilt on the front.
Yeah, just something pink and white, and then that on the back, right?
But this also speaks to how much work is involved.
Yeah.
You just think, oh, no, well, you just like fabric. You think, well, I'm just going to bang it out. No, in an afternoon.
Well, mine was all reproduction. I didn't do any art. I was like, I mean, I don't have the skills, but I wanted to do those small prints from the past. Yeah. So I love that they did this. Oh, okay. I had this. This is in a few quilts. I've used, actually, I can get a picture and put it on the disco, I think, of the quilt, but I fussy cut it into tiny stuff.
Free to color. Why don't they?
Yeah.
Or is there a quilt we saw that had something?
No, I feel that. I'm feeling that. There's one more little wall here. Let me turn the camera.
The pebbles seem so out of character.
They do seem a little unusual. Pebble Beach. So I think they did a great job. I love that they did this room.
Yes.
This room, I mean, it's a great exhibit for this alone, right? It's just so cool to see his.
I think how it's done is important too, as important as what it's done. in a way.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I completely agree. Cool. All right, so we're coming out here to. Oh wow. Okay. We skipped this part, so we should look at this. Hold on.
Oh, Bernina. That's a cave sewing machine.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's the Bernina. Tula's got a machine as well. This is really interesting. So, inspiration for the quilted circular jacket Angelica evolved from the fabric prints. Fussy cut wedges from the classical angels and putti print were paired with Philip Jacobs's brocade peony, design for the Fassett collective. The 360-degree circle created a dynamic design pattern. The centering of the design on the body and sleeve insertions allows the best view of the work's design when worn. And this was made by Karen Miller Winton in 2022.
And can we agree this is a quilt coat that we would all like to have and wear and make?
Totally.
That is a quilt coat.
It's foofy. It's very, it's a lot. I mean, I don't know.
It is. It's not for everyday wear or walking the dog.
Right.
This is also quite
This is really cool. And what's the story on this, Marianne?
The inspiration for colors and prints used in the construction of the kimono-style jacket South by Southwest was a southwestern United States landscape, rich reds and gold, using Fassett collective prints mixed with silk and faux silks, including new and upcycled textiles and a random patchwork garment. Karen Miller, the same maker.
Oh, okay.
She's a textile artist living in Bristol, Tennessee.
Oh, cool.
She combines quilting with garment making for wearable art pieces. Oh wow! Like you were saying, foofy, it is art.
Foofy, yeah, right.
Is on color, pattern, and texture, combining a rich mix of prints and colors in cottons, silks, velvets, and man-made fabrics, both new and upcycled. Oh my God!
Cool.
Anyone who can sew in velvet, I take my hat off to.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
it is so hard to work with.
I wouldn't even try. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to back up into this last little room. And look at the pillows. We have pillows. We have cushions, people. We have cushions.
We're taking orders for the gift shop.
Yeah. Okay, see, this is what we're talking about. Like, I would totally...
Yes.
Like that one up there. Hold on. This one. Let me get a little bit over here.
Yes.
I mean, I would totally take that on.
I think
Wouldn't you? I mean,
well, I think my friend just made that like one that's sort of fourth in, number 4. I think she's made something.
She has?
Yes, very similar to that. I think these are the commercial designs. I think you can buy these and make them.
I mean, it's dangerous because that is fabulous.
But Mary, look, there's you. That's you.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Number 24.
Number 24. The Can Girl.
By Brandon Mabley.
By Brandon Mabley. So yeah, like this could be a problem because I mean they're so cool and they're just timeless, right? I mean,
He calls this painting with wool.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! The rhubarb.
That's fantastic.
Incredible.
I think I'm gonna have to buy my friend one and ask her to make it for me.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, look! I mean, look at this. Now that is just fabulous. It would be great in a modern style room. Oh, and here's the houses, the shanty towns.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, very cool in no matter whatever house, right?
Yeah.
No matter what your house looks like. I mean, fabulous. Let's see what he has to say here. With needlepoint, my ability to draw and paint with color came out, and I began to paint with wools. I felt it was a great means of expression for me. I found it very exciting being able to make a textile that was so figurative and could work with all the nuances, reflected light, and features of people and all that. Yeah, we love it.
Gravy zebra.
Gravy zebra.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
I told you to look at the mane.
Oh, nice. Wow. So
Because it kind of, although gravy zebra can be found in Ethiopia, it is predominantly found in Kenya, mainly in Samburu, as well as in Laikipia, where I have lived for 9 years. With its ears standing to full attention, neck arched, muscles tense, 450 kilos of adult zebra is ready for action.
wow.
In watching an adult male gravy zebras preside over his territory, one begins to understand the majesty of this species.
Wow.
Wow.
Sophie
Standing, British-born artist who's lived in Africa for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
We have somebody in South Africa, haven't we?
We do, a couple folks, actually.
Excellent.
This is
It's-
really neat.
Kaffe and Tanalon. So it's cotton
Okay.
fabrics from the Liberty Tanalon range and Kaffe Fassett's collective collection.
Cool.
Oh,
Liberty
Orville.
and
so she's been
Cave.
sponsored by Orville, yes.
Ah. Wow. So Sophie Standing, yeah. You know, if there's a book, I mean, I don't know, I can't spend money right now, but if there's a book, it'd be good because all these names, right? We should investigate all of these people. Oh, look at this. The floor here
Oh, wow.
is the in needlepoint.
And the camera can handle this.
It can handle it, yeah. You know, this.
Can I just say a zebra that has a fish on
You know
it?
what?
I
Miss
just
Elaney,
noticed
look
that.
what Miss Elaney just said. Fish and a zebra. She saw it too.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly. This exhibit's so good. It's so well done.
That's why my friend
It's
raved
so
about
well
it.
done.
Everyone who I know went to see it and said you must go and see it.
I mean, the floors it's such a great touch. The
Yeah.
drawings. I mean, the
Yeah,
proofs,
that-
the legends and
the
stuff.
learning room, yeah.
It's so
The lab.
cool. The lab. That's it. Okay.
And I like some choice colors to show them on.
Yes.
The American Museum in Bath did that too. They would have
Yes.
they would have that color on a wall.
Mhm.
And his stuff just fit.
Yeah, because this wonderful magenta we're looking at, and then this like lipstick red almost, or like a coral.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So this quilt is by Pamela Goecki, we're not quite sure how to say it, Dindorf Aardvark Quilts. And she says, I've always been fascinated by the basket weave floor tile design seen in older public and private bathrooms. It creates the illusion of curves that appear to weave over and under the perpendicular rectangles. I've tried to replicate that in 2 sizes that actually accentuate the woven effect. Cool, man. See, now these shot cottons, these I could use some of these in my life.
Yes.
And I do love a great stripe. It's pretty cool.
And these little squares just make, otherwise it would be incredibly dull in a way. But those little squares, those little pops of something different,
Yep.
create a rhythm.
You know, Mother Nature asked, is this display traveling? Gosh, I mean, shouldn't it?
I wonder if it would.
Yeah.
We can find out.
We can. Okay, let's continue, as Eric would say. I want to make sure to. I'm like walking side to side because I don't want to
can stare at the ceiling for a minute.
What's that?
You can stare at the ceiling
Yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah. I'm just gonna let some people pass. So there's our zebra. That's where we just came from. And oh yeah, what is this? Just this neat banner. Yeah. Very cool. If I had a castle, you know, these banners, right? Could hang these banners. So yeah, so if you just joined us, I'll just take a second. Hi, how's it going? So so we're here in
Jolly old London.
jolly old London. It's true. Excuse me. Hang on one second. Okay. Yeah, we're at the Textile and Fashion Museum in London, in Bermondsey. And yeah, it's the Fassett exhibit. And it's called Power and Pattern, I think. My hair looks green. And yeah, and so we're checking it out.
Line of shirts.
What's that?
In front of a washing line of
In
shirts.
front of a washing line of shirts. Let's check it out. Okay. All right. Great. Oh yeah, Coach. They're talking about Coach. His collaboration with Coach.
He's always been an advocate of making and the handmade, arriving in London mid-60s when the alternative communities of the counterculture embraced making as a form of self-expression. This chimed with Kaffe, whose mother would send her offspring to the thrift store to buy an outfit for school. Purchases were right for Kaffe to upcycle and embellish. Good grounding for his later engagement with craft.
Cool. Oh, I love that. Hey, Peace Movement. It's wonderful to see you. Good morning. It's a gift to me too. I'm so glad you tuned in. It's fun, isn't it? Okay. And these, that's just great. Now that I feel like I see Kaffe wearing that constantly,
Yes.
right? Like the
Yes.
stripe.
Well, it says over here that he would like to wear things that he blended into his own background in his house.
Oh, that's great.
He became part of the artwork.
Cool.
In fact, there's a word for word and bird nerd to look up. It's a German, one of those portmanteau words.
Okay. Oh, guess that means total work. I mean, like
Okay. I guess that's good start.
like a whole world, you know,
Right.
total.
Okay.
That's a terrible way to define it, but I think that's
Great
what.
word.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's my new great word.
Yeah, that's a new
I have
great.
to learn how to say it.
Yeah, me too. Really cool.
Oh, paper dolls. That's so cute.
Oh, nice. Okay, let's see my the ear band. So that's called Paper Dolls. I'm getting a little bit quieter because, yeah, I don't know. The gallery is very quiet. And I just don't, it would be so embarrassing if somebody came and was like, excuse me, you need to put your camera away. You know, it would just be like, oh no. Yeah, yes, you're right. So here we have another animal. This is Sophie standing again. And she says, quote, I've lived in Africa for over 20 years and have always been in awe of elephants and super tuskers. Have visited Tsavo National Park in Kenya many times and seen super tuskers with my own eyes. A very humbling experience. This particular photo was taken by British photographer James Lewin. As soon as I saw the image, I wanted to create it in Fassett fabric and thread. Wow. James very kindly gave me permission to use his photo. And that was made this year. This was made this year. Look at the thread work. I mean, that is wild.
Oh, gosh.
Crazy. Wow, wow,
Yeah, she's
wow.
gotten the wrinkles just through the machine embroidery.
God, that's crazy.
Or the quilting.
Wow. Yeah, it's like, it's difficult. The camera's trying.
Yeah, it's very
But there's
fine
so
work.
much going on, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Really great.
I like the background.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Come over here. And here's our gallery. And this is the last little room upstairs. And so here, wow. So we'll take a look at each one of these quilts too, okay? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
Dreamy hexagons.
Dreamy hexagons. Liza Prayer, Lucy, she's so good. Let me go down, sorry.
That is medallion quilt. Memorize that one.
Yeah. Wow.
You keep on saying wow.
Do we? We should have some different words other than wow. Beautiful. Oh, these feathers. I remember that feather fabric.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. Yeah, Quaquac had it. Looks like the fabric itself is wrinkly in that elephant.
Yes. There is a bit of machine embroidery and
Oh, yeah?
quilting on top of it. You can see some of it running through there. There's a bit.
Yeah.
And it's also such a clever use of the feathers.
Yeah. Oh, and look at the quilting in the feather in the corners.
Wow.
That's really cool. Yeah, this looks like older stuff. Like I recognize this fabric as being just like super early, right? And 2012. And I feel like this is a print that's just evergreen. Like I think they just print that over and over and over, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate that when you get a really good fabric and they just stop it. But they do it to create demand.
Right,
They do it
right.
on purpose.
And then they bring back the vintage, right? The classics.
I've used this.
I almost died. I almost, the poof almost killed me. I couldn't see it.
I should be wrapping this.
Yeah, where are you, Marianne? Thanks everybody for joining, by the way. If I haven't said hi to you yet, or if you're lurking, I'm really glad you're here. And yeah, this is the kind of stuff we do on Quilt Nerd. You know what, Marianne? We kind of do this stuff, you can almost say regularly at this point. I mean, we went to Birmingham, we were at QuiltCon, we were at the Iowa Quilt Museum, Lincoln. I mean, we cover the earth.
travel.
We do. And let's see, this is Kathy Dowdy, sorry. Beginner level project, cool.
I like the Dresden plate.
Oh, that's like the thing we did in the Bronte workshop. You know, that
Yes.
the center thing of the Bronte. Okay, let me come over here. Cool. Nice. I'm not gonna say wow.
China Shop Revisited.
China Shop Revisited.
Oh, this is Kathy Dowdy, the same gal.
Oh, okay.
2022. The quilt was originally designed as a block of the month.
A block of the month.
Block of the month. It has now been remade using a more contrast palette. Simple applique shapes make a dramatic impression using exciting fabrics. Vibrant colors always look incredible sitting on a black and white swan. Kate, Brandon, and I worked to revisit the original quilt to simplify the design and give it a fresh new look. Setting the colorful prints on the black and white spot was a great way to showcase both the layout and the prints. Wow.
Cool.
So they collaborated.
Nice. Oh, I like that. Look at that fabric. I would wear like a dress, you know, out of that. I want fashion. I
It's
want
inspiring
clothes.
me to be braver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first. What did you say about?
Inspiring me to be braver because that is, I can get my head around that. Whereas some of the ones that are so low contrast, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a blur for me.
Yep.
But that one I can really get my head around. And this is the fabric that I bought, but in blue and white.
Oh,
It's
okay.
my only bought cave.
I see. Yep, I know that one. That's interesting. Yeah, I would be drawn to that too, Marianne. We have the similar feel. Okay. Wow.
This again, this
Holy
reminds me
cow.
of modern Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah.
Album, sorry.
The
Baltimore
album. Yeah.
Oriole.
Yeah. Absolutely. You're right.
Oh, it's called the Roseville Album.
The Roseville album.
Mary, we've seen so many quilts.
We really have. We really have. We've seen so many.
Baltimore album quilts. Yes.
Ah, yes, indeed. We have a nerd moment.
Yes,
You totally
do.
called it. You totally
Yes.
called it.
Oh.
Wow. This is cool.
She's in quilting, like.
Kim McLean.
Where she is.
And
She began quilting she's been quilting since 1990, mainly in applique, and began designing quilts in early 2000. Using colorful contemporary fabrics, her designs take inspiration from antique quilts. McLean has won awards at the Houston and Paducah quilt shows, as well as her local Sydney quilt show. She's another Australian.
lots of Australian makers.
Quilting is well, I guess the whole of the Commonwealth and the United States all like these traditional crafts, I think. And parts of Australia get cold enough to need a quilt.
Peace movement, this is for you. And say that last again, Marianne.
Parts of Australia get cold enough of an evening to need a quilt.
Interesting. I don't know anything about the climate of Australia. That is something I do not know.
I think, not many of them, but I think a few of them do. It's a whole continent, so I guess it does have.
Yeah, right. It's a pretty big place. Bridgewater, you've got it too. Birds for everybody who's interested.
Oh, look at the quilting.
Oh, look at these guys. Yeah, the quilting is amazing. Look at these guys. If you're a true quilt nerd, you know. you're always a fan of any animal that gets appliqued onto a quilt. Well, I mean, no, you can be a quilt nerd without liking animals appliqued on quilts, but there's a big coterie of us.
Where's Bets?
Yeah, where's Bets? Where's Bets? This is as close to Bets as I think
Yeah.
we're gonna get. The little cow, the little udders. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, look at, if you like the birds, how about that nest? So cool.
It also
Hey,
reminds me-
Susan. Hey, Quiltish.
We haven't done Sarah Filke. Well, she's a modern, contemporary quilter. We haven't done you.
Oh, yeah, Sarah Filke, yeah. Whoa, I
Oh,
almost,
sorry, poof, Franklin.
Marianne, I almost died on a poof. The same poof is trying to kill me. Marianne, you know what? We need a little earpieces, right? Security detail. Let's see. Let's go over here.
Oh, Kathy Dowdy and Wendy Williams. Oh, this is a group of people.
China shop. So Kathy
Oh,
Dowdy,
this is-
Wendy Williams.
This is the block of the month, and that's the reimagining. So this is the original block of the month,
Okay.
and that one on the black spotty background. That's the reimagining. I think.
Okay, I see.
That's right. Yes, because I think she said she wanted higher contrast between foreground and background.
Okay, right. That all makes sense now. So this one technically, yeah, we kind of went the opposite way. So
From an Australian magazine called Homespun Magazine.
nice.
Oh, Kaffe drew the original layout that was to showcase simple vase shapes sitting on shelves with a giant row of flowers in the middle. The women of material possession at the time worked cooperatively to bring the quilt to life, adding a few skills into the mix.
Grits and butter, I see what you're asking for. I will totally do that. 1 second. Oh, look at that cabbage rose. That is so great. I mean, oh my God. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay, grits and butter. We are loving this floor. All of the floors have been a little bit different in the different galleries. I mean, it's just like, I
I'm
look
pretty
like
sure these are carpet tiles.
carpet tiles.
Yeah.
I look like I'm, like, with the gimbal, I look like I'm doing a metal detection. Will you take my picture? Oh no, I'm using your phone. Yeah, it's really funny. Grits and Butter says, "Can you hear me screaming?" Yeah, it's really great. Oh man, yeah. I wonder if you could. I wonder if you could do it yourself. I mean, could you like do a tile effect with laminate or something? Probably. And then this one is the lollipop tree, and it's Kim McLean as well. Hey, first a whale. It's really nice to see you here. Let me. I'm just gonna go over here a little bit because people are gonna cross. I don't know if you're a first-time chatter or you're new, but I'm really glad you're here, and thanks for joining. And Robin says, thanks for highlighting the message. That really helps. Can you go back to the dress and show the flowers? People want to know if they are embroidered. Yes, they are embroidered, and yes, I can go back, and we can look at them, totally. And if first a whale is new, and I don't know, but welcome baskets in the chat would be amazing for anybody who's a new person to the stream. Maybe we have a few people, but it's hard for me to tell when I'm streaming from my mobile. Oh wow, look at that. That is wild. That's pieced? Am I seeing that right? No. That's a print. Hold on.
We're getting very meta.
Okay, I am. Marianne, can you hold this for a second?
Yes.
I have to see. Is that pieced, or is that a print that's quilted?
The red flower or
The clamshell. This. It's not pieced. It's a fabric that's been quilted along the design.
Is it anywhere lower down that we can scrutinize?
I don't think so. I mean, can anybody tell? None of the other ones are pieced in the center, so I don't think it is. I think, but yes, what you're asking is important, right? Does that fabric show up anywhere else? It just looks really crazy. Anyway, either way, it's amazing. Okay, let's take a look at the flowers on the dress again. It's like they're fussy cut, y'all, and then embroidered around the edges. You see? So like they cut the flowers out and then enhanced everything.
I think they're machine.
Oh no, maybe
I think they're machine embroidered.
I think you're right.
They're completely embroidered.
They're completely embroidered. I'm wrong.
I think they probably just were inspired by his fabrics, though.
Yeah, totally. Hey, Ivy. I'm in London for 1 week, and I was telling Marianne, I was like, well, I didn't plan it very well, except, or no, Just So Viv. Sorry. I'm thinking of Just So Viv, but we saw Just So Viv in Birmingham, and we have friends over here, but I didn't like plan anything with anybody because I don't know. I'm here so briefly. And y'all, I'm gonna put Stephanie Cake put it on the schedule on Twitch, but I meant to tell you earlier, I'm not gonna do a stream tomorrow on Saturday at 9 a.m. It's Eric and my last day. Actually, it's Eric and my last day together, and I probably should have thought of that before and said, I'm not gonna stream on Saturday because it's in the middle of the day and it'll be our last day. But I have a special surprise for you. This evening, after I go back to the apartment and record the thing I have to record for Vlog of the Month, I'm gonna walk along the Thames and live stream, just a little walk with you, anybody who wants to join. So 7 p.m. my time. Marianne, what's 7 p.m.?
5 hours earlier.
So 2 o'clock.
East Coast.
Okay, so 1 a.m. 1 p.m. today.
Lunchtime.
At 1 p.m. at
Lunchtime Chicago.
Walk along, have lunch with me and walk along by Tower Bridge. Oh my God. Okay, so Marianne completely saved me from death. Good wrangling. Anyway, so 1 p.m. Chicago time. Walk with me. It'll be 7 p.m. for us, and I'm just going to walk along one of my favorite places in London and chat with you. And I'll look like that guy who has a gimbal. And I'm going to feel so dumb, but I don't care. And I'm going to turn it on subscriber only. So if you're a subscriber, you can tune into the stream. If you're not a subscriber yet, you won't be able to access that content, but perhaps you should be a subscriber today. But it won't be a terribly long stream. It'll be just hanging out with the subscribers yeah, something special. Because tomorrow, I think tomorrow would be wise to spend time with Eric before I go home. I think you will probably all agree with that. And then we're back to the normal schedule next week. And for a while, I don't have any travel coming up, I don't think. Don't quote me. Okay, let's finish the exhibit. There's not too much more left. And
I have something to give you before we end. I have a very carefully wrapped package. I spared no expense in this gift. It's not going to make you cry, it's going to make you laugh.
okay,
I
good.
meant to send it to you, forgot to send it to you. I meant to bring it to Birmingham, forgot to bring it to Birmingham.
I meant to bring you a postcard, which I owe you. I know.
But if you want to open this on camera, I think people will
I
enjoy
will definitely open it.
I didn't want to preempt the end of the show, though. I mean,
Well, I think when we go outside, we sit down and you hold the gimbal and I do the thing. I don't like it that you brought me a present.
Wait till you see it.
Somehow I feel it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
You're not gonna say you overdid yourself.
Okay, good. Okay,
No,
good.
I won't be accused of that.
Maybe it's like a wooden spoon or something, which could be great.
It needs a wooden spoon.
Okay, let's go down, and we've got just a few more things here. Joyce, you are so welcome. What a pleasure. Hey, thanks, Cake. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Great. Thanks, Ivana. Myra's saying, stunning, all of it. I'm a cave enthusiast, even if I don't use his fabrics. I do have a small cave stash just because, as highlights. Yeah. Ooh, good. We've got the place to ourselves to show this one. Wow. Now that's a quilt. Now that is a quilt. Let me get back here. Get a full.
What's quilts in Burano mean?
That Burano, I think it's Italy.
Oh.
I think so. I'm pretty sure that it's Italy, but
It's a place.
it is a place. Yes.
Oh gosh, I'm just seeing that secondary star in the corner.
Oh, cool. I didn't see it either.
Wow. Oh, it's like there's 2 stars there, and then a star, and oh wow.
Wow, cool. Oh, yeah. So it's like super Lone Star, Star of Bethlehem with those stars in the corner.
I wouldn't want this on the bed if I had a migraine. But
Yeah, exactly.
it's something else.
Really, really, really cool. Yeah, wow.
So you see, this one was made by Lucy Pryor.
Ah, Liza Pryor.
Liza Pryor Lucy.
LPL.
LPL.
Cool.
But to Kaffe's design in 2019.
Beautiful.
Wow, that is something else.
Man, you know, there are such Kaffeaholics, if you
Yes.
will. Anybody who's really obsessed should come here for this. I mean, if they're able, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's a tall order, but
Yes.
but still. Hey, Elle. Yes, it is in Italy. He has his quilts photographed in wonderful places. So true. It's great to see you, Elle, by the way. Oh, and it's an island, says Kaffe.
Susan McCord, we know her.
Susan McCord, we do know her.
We know her.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, this is fantastic.
You all absolutely know the quilt that we're talking about. The Susan McCord quilt. She was the Indiana farm wife, you know. We talked about her.
She was a genius.
Yep. And yes, exactly. And she did that wonderful wool quilt that looked like wheels. Do you remember it? It was a crazy quilt, but the way she cut the fabrics and everything. Oh, sorry. Just as the discriminant elements of his creativity seem seamless, so do his life and work with his kaleidoscopic vision, which is from a book by N.J. Stevenson. Or that was a quote from that person. So do you all recognize this? Do you all know what quilt we're talking about? What quilt inspired this quilt? If you Google Susan McCord, McCord, Susan McCord quilt crazy wool. If you put those words together into the browser, you'll probably find what we're talking about.
The cake could do a link to your mother and Liz's book, The Quilt of the Henry
Oh
Ford.
yeah, yep, that's
where I
true.
saw
That's
Susan
true.
McCord for the first time.
That's true. Yeah, Mom and Liz's book about quilts from the Henry Ford. That's true. Yeah, this is really, really special.
Is that Rick Rack?
It is Rick Rack.
Oh my God.
Is that Rick Rack? What if your name was Richard Rack? You'd be Rick Rack. Very, very cool, y'all. And that, let me turn this way just to kind of give you the hey, eat your coat. That's the show, y'all. But there's a shop. Ha ha ha. We gotta go to the shop, do we not? We have to go to the shop. Oh, and there is a book. There is a book.
Oh, the artist's eye.
Cool. Wow, that's really neat.
And I think if you can show them that necklace, fans of the Great British Bake Off will probably see Prue-Leith. Sorry, my teeth are bad. Yeah. They might see Prue-Leith wearing a necklace very much like that. She always wears a big, chunky, colorful necklace.
I like that. I mean, it's not my style. Like, I love it and I appreciate it and I want to be able to wear that. I can't, but it's really neat. So there's a book. Wow, I bet it's kind of a lot.
Prue was wearing a quilted coat, but people told me it was from fabric that was made to look like a quilt.
Oh, really?
But she was wearing a
Cool.
quilted coat.
Cool. Okay, so the shop is kind of tiny, so I'll show you as much as I can, but so actually, you know what? I think I'm going to let's go. The shop is really tight. Let's make our way out actually.
Before the pandemic, this was a cafe.
Oh.
I think there's so much competition out there. Circles to requirements.
Here, this is interesting. Let's take a look at some of these exhibits that they've had here before. Will you hold this for a second, Marianne, and do that little tour? Because I'll put on my jacket. It gets a little cool.
Joseph Frank. That was a pair. I think I went to that one. That was very good. Anna Sui.
Anna Sui, oh wow.
Oh, Liberty and Fashion.
Cool.
Oh, we should have brought you there.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we have? Design cup. Oh, and
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see, hang on. I bet this was pretty awesome too. And just in case you missed it, we are just wrapping up actually a tour through the Fassett exhibit at the Fashion and Textile Museum here in London, in the Bermondsey area. And yeah, I mean, or Kylie, oh wow.
that was such a good exhibition.
So see that the shop is pretty small. So I mean, to be in there is kind of like close quarters. And I mean, there's not like, it's not like just a cave shop, but it is a really great shop. Here's Orla Kylie. Yeah, we're on a budget. That's good. Oh, what a great poster. Oh my
It's a
God.
very good exhibition as well.
Yeah.
And I love the chintz.
Myra, spoken like a true quilter, she said, what a great table to baste a quilt.
Absolutely.
So true.
Little low.
Little low, it's true, it's a
But
little
the right
low.
size. It's the
It's a little low. So let's go out here onto Bermondsey. Oh, it's such a great place. I love it. We lived right down here last year.
Would you focus on the garbage?
Yes. Oh, yes. The garbage of London.
They collected at very specific times.
There's the sign there. What fun this has been. You know what? And I kind of don't want to sign off actually yet. And I've got my gift. I got to open my gift. Should we go to that little park?
Yeah.
I think that's good. So, and I'm gonna have to fix my lipstick, so I cannot be held responsible for how this looks. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to this gimbal thing, and it'll just become so natural that I don't feel self-conscious about it. But I do, because I don't know. It just feels really.
I think it's just like people are talking to themselves on the phone. They're talking to somebody on the phone, but I don't
Right.
realize that because I don't see them holding the phone. So
Right.
you're just talking to somebody on the phone.
Yeah, I'm just really into accessories
You're a very visual
for phone
person.
calls. Yeah. So
You have
yeah.
a very vibrant background.
And what's interesting is that, you know, if it's on me, it seems pretty obvious to me that I'm talking to myself. But if I turn the camera around and I'm filming, you know, the street, I mean, it's I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit of an invasion of privacy, even though you're in the public square. You know, if you're out and about, you know, newspaper people are out there taking pictures, you know, you're on security cameras everywhere. So in a way, you know, it's like, well, you know, person has a right to film everywhere. But I don't know. You know, it kills me to do a social media post. You know, it's like, I don't know, like, the world is weird to me. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. Okay, hang on. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go in this little park and wrap it up, and say hi to anybody who is just coming in. You missed it. We just left the Cape Fassett exhibit, and we're gonna just sort of say goodbye. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna open a gift. So
Okay.
Marianne, you hold this, and okay, and I can fix my lipstick and have a drink of water too, which would be good. They have, like, there's the little flower shop guy, and they have really neat art here too. Eric and I used to come and sit here. All right, so I have a gift, huh?
Do you want to have your
I'll
water
trade
first?
you this. Yeah, thank you so much.
Can you tell me if I've got that right?
Okay. Now you let's see. Flip it around
Oh, so-
you can see.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, right. But wait, oh, but so it's looking at you. Oh, because it was looking at me. Ah.
Oh, it's looking at you.
No, it's looking at you
It's looking
now.
at me. Okay.
It's looking at you.
All right. So.
Do you want everyone to see you adjusting your lipstick? Or
No,
should I?
you could look at something else.
I'll just sort of say,
Look at something else.
this is still green and lush here.
Yeah, it is. What was it? What's the temperature today? What is it?
It's about 60 something here today. I still think in Fahrenheit, despite all of my British
Really?
friends they'll say to me, it's 17 today. And I'm like, get
Okay,
your coat
that
out.
makes me feel better, because
17's really cold. No.
I can never do it, and I can't do the military time thing too.
No,
I can never do it.
Meet me at 1600 means like, well, although I teach patchwork and quilting, and somebody said, I need about 20 centimeters. And I said, doesn't mean anything to me.
Exactly.
I don't know what 20 centimeters is. Is that a lot? Is that nothing? Well, here's the spooky art. Just in time for Halloween. Whoa.
Are you doing anything for Halloween? Is that a thing that you do?
Do you know, in this country, if you put a pumpkin outside your house, it means you'll do trick-or-treating, because that's now come from America.
Okay.
So I used to just like sit in the dark in my house because I was too cheap to buy candy. But now, no, I don't think I will be doing anything special. I think I will just be. Whoa!
Okay.
Hot rod.
I have some
Okay.
little thing in my teeth. Oh, I think I got it. Okay.
There we
All
go.
right. It doesn't really
Lovely
matter.
flowers. Lovely
So, yeah,
flowers.
look at the flowers. Okay. So I have a gift.
Okay, here's your
I have
gift.
to open it,
It's time for you to open it.
and I am very excited.
Okay.
And you shouldn't have. Let's see what Marianne TK gave. This is this is beautiful. This
That's, fabric, nothing but the best.
it's just fabric.
It's just fabric.
It looks like a wonderful ribbon.
It's just a piece of fabric.
It's just okay.
That's
All right,
brown
Marianne,
paper.
what is
Brown paper parcel.
brown paper?
Okay.
Hey! Oh, it's a tea towel.
And what's it of?
What's it of?
What is it of, and why does it have to be yours?
It has to be mine because it is the Haworth Church. It's the church and parsonage. It's the Bronte Church and parsonage. This is so cool.
That's the home of the Brontes, where they grew up.
Cool, Marianne. Thank you. I love it.
It's somebody gave it to me and said, "You like it?" And I went, "I I know somebody who would love to have the Haworth Parsonage.
I would love to have the Haworth Parsonage, and now I do have it, and I love it. Such happy times, such happy memories doing that workshop.
Exactly.
And
It's kind of a bleak tea towel.
It is a great tea. I mean, I'm not gonna use it, right? I'm gonna put it, hang it somewhere or do something. It's wonderful.
Fabulous.
Marianne, I just love it to death. Thank you so
Well, you see now,
so much. Hold on. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up in this and give this thing some weight here. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
I spared no
A little
expense.
bit more. Hang on. Great. Just great. Yes, we were in there.
You were actually, oh
We
God.
went in, yeah.
It's a little less kind of windswept now, though, isn't it? Is there more around it?
It's different. There's trees and admission ticket booth and things like that. But no, it's just great. Yeah, really neat.
Somebody's just
Cool.
asked, what is the fine for loitering in London?
Yeah. A halfpenny.
No.
I think there isn't much of a fine for loitering in London. We're eccentrics, we just fit right in here,
Absolutely.
Nobody will notice.
Marianne is very cool, and I really, really appreciate it. I love it.
I knew you wouldn't burst into tears or know that I lavished you some gift upon you.
It doesn't take too much to get me to burst into tears, but I think
A tea towel of the Bronte Parsonage.
yes, yeah.
Oh my God! How did you know?
I just love it, and I love that fabric bow. I mean, I really do.
Oh, good.
I don't know. It seems very. I don't know. What is this? I mean,
It's a
feels
kind of
very
a wool
rich.
blend. It's a kind of a wool
it's
blend. I was making a tote bag on the long arm with it
It is.
as a charity fundraiser.
I go to a beautiful exhibit and I come back with a gift, and I get to spend time with Marianne Tea Cake. Like, it's a good day.
Happy to be a small part of it.
Well,
Happy to
you
be a
certainly
small
were. I really appreciate you, and I've
you're
known you a
welcome.
long time. I mean, we've known each other.
part. Since at least 2018,
Yeah.
and secretly I've been following you and posting,
Yep.
commenting
Blog.
on your posts from time to time since 2012.
And you always have
Yes.
really interesting things to say,
I try.
and
I try.
you've been you gave me a quilt for my dog.
You'll get a dog someday.
I'll get a dog someday.
Philip Larkin.
Little Philip Larkin, who was an Englishman. He lived in Hull.
He was a poet.
Poet.
He had some look him up. He had some very vibrant and very spicy language in some of his quilts.
Yes,
On
it's of his
parenting.
poems. Yes,
On
yeah,
parenting,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. And he was problematic in some ways too. I think he
Yes.
said a few horrible
Yes.
things, which
Yes.
is not okay, and we don't need to go there with that right now. But anyway, so I'm going to flip this around and say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here in London. I'm leaving Sunday morning pretty early, but for the subscribers to this channel, I'm going to at 1 p.m. Central Time. Go on a walk down the Thames, just where we are right now on the South Bank. It's just
Lovely
gorgeous.
day.
It'll be beautiful. So 7 o'clock p.m. here, 1 p.m. in Chicago. Subscriber only stream. Won't be terribly long, but let's just hang out and chat. I like doing more of that these days. Just spending time with y'all. It doesn't have to be quilts all the time. Okay. All right. Bye everybody. Thank you for coming. See you later. I hope. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed the exhibit. I did. Okay. Bye.